Hello. Let's start off by burning some of this because I've had some pretty interesting conversations this morning. First of all, I want to say that spirituality is not all, peace and harmony and everybody's just kissing each other's asses all day damn long. Because you know what? It's also about passion. It's also about hearing what your guidance is telling you. It's about standing up for your beliefs against people who try to claim peace and love when they are just truly trying to aggress and use their ego over you, because spiritual people are not immune to being egotistical. A certain person I'm no longer following who has a YouTube channel refuses to take any outside input from people who, when he interprets cards, and cards are subject to interpretation. That is the whole point. He has a lot of followers, but I find his readings to be often quite wrong. The way that he interprets energy is very skewed and one-dimensional. And we live in a multi-dimensional world. So how can you have cards be completely just flat and describing a small, minute part of the world that we live in? Of course, you're never really supposed to have, contact or talk with people on YouTube because most of it is just, misogynistic dribble. The second part of the message is misogyny is so ingrained in our society that people don't even realize when they are being and quoting misogynistic people. It's really unfortunate that we have to constantly defend ourselves as women and men in this society from this stereotypical man and woman ideal of, gender and identity, because there is no such thing. There could be a very buff woman, which for a very long time has been looked at negatively because, oh, that's so gross. But I know people out there that would be very interested and sexually attracted to that because they don't see that as being a, a gross, ripped woman. Oh, somebody who's muscular and strong and happens to have a vagina, because that's really what it's about. Or, even if she, felt like she was truly a man inside and transitioned into, being a man, because most likely, through the push of our society, seeing as being a muscular woman is very unacceptable, that they would, explore other understandings of themselves, because in this society, we seek to crush anything that's individual. We seek to destroy the human psyche of people who try to have original ideas. We worship people who sit and observe people and do the norm of being intoxicated or live in a bar, because that is what, that is how we socialize. That is how we all mix together. But, there are other options. There are other things, alcohol is actually one of the leading killers of people. Prescription drugs, second place. The least of all, which has been the most dangerous and illegal, was marijuana, which is obviously ridiculous, and the government's control aspect to keep us intoxicated and killing ourselves with booze and prescription pills. You have cancer, oh, you have to get chemotherapy, although we've seen several studies where a lot of different chemical components of marijuana have actually reduced and even eliminated cancer in people's bodies, but that doesn't make money. See, everything revolves around money and death. Money and death and birth. That's another one. Those three things they've coined, and they hold us captive in those three areas of our life, which are very large and main ones. Because they know that they have that kind of control. They know that if they socially stigmatize us into believing certain things, that we will follow like sheep. The problem is we are not sheep. Simple as that. We are people who have vast, great minds that are being used just about minuscule, because to stretch and grow is very painful, and they have us over the barrel when they make things that should be free, like housing, lodging, solar energy instead of electricity, food that we can grow ourselves, all at a price. Now, when we decide to disconnect from the collective consciousness of what they've been telling us, so you start realizing how diluted and how disconnected everything actually is. And it's very, very important to realize that we can actually change things. We can, as long as we pay attention, as long as we make enough noise, as long as we find people who have the values and the credibility that have stayed with them for years and years and haven't changed their tune, no matter who's tried to bribe them, that is when we will start to make a change. We just accept things the way that they are because they've always been that way, or somebody's always been a popular person, or somebody's always had an idea that was, revered by other people, or a book. But it doesn't have to be that way, because things change. Ideas, mentalities change. We change as people. We grow, we shift, we evolve. Yes, we evolve because we are changing, growing beings. And that is the problem. Not enough people realize that we can change, we can evolve, and we should. And a lot of people stay de-evolved, and that is why they suffer. That is why they hurt so much, is because they continually stay in the state of the lower frequencies, lower consciousness, because actually growing and evolving is a very difficult, a difficult thing to progress. And so we, and it doesn't help that there's outside, factors of war and violence that are blasted into our face. Fear is such a great motivator to not change, because it wants us to clamp down and hold on tight to everything that we hold dear, because, dear God, it could get blown up tomorrow, And where would we be if we didn't, hold on to our, family? Well, we come into this life alone. Yes, we have our family support, we have our friend support, but we are truly here to be alone and to learn a conscious journey of becoming a higher vibrational being. So listen, study, dive deep into things that you might skim over and not think about, and really look at the depth within things. I'm just tired and just so sick of women artists, women activists, women in general not getting the credit they're due for the information, the intelligence, the power, the strength that we have to endure all of this bullshit that is pressed against us on the daily. That we are just mere objects of sexual desire and, fertility units. I applaud women who don't have children because they want to create other things. Because children are very expensive, and the fact that society pushes that upon us is ridiculous because they don't want to support children. They just want to support birth. They want to support people popping out more children so that the populace grows, so that they have more people indebted to them. Because people are debt. That's how they see us. They see us as dollar signs. They don't give a shit who we are as long as we stay in line and pay them money. So, with that, let's look at the cards. And I got a new deck. I got the Lover's Path Tarot. Ho ho. That's right. I've stayed silent for a very long time because I couldn't quite process this information, because outside of me, nobody seemed to really understand or get it, and it kind of made me feel crazy, and it makes me understand a lot of those people who were ahead of their time, because people will never truly understand things that are ahead of their time until years later. So my whole lifetime, of course, I'm going to be seen as probably a little bit nutty and a little bit crazy. But you know what? Damn it, I'm owning it. I'm owning it now, and I don't really give a fuck. Yes, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to stand up for what I believe in, what I've seen, I've been out there. I've been in the bars. I've been around people. I've acted the normal life. I see what people do and how they act and how it continually is, compounded upon one another the same way that we're supposed to, just be kind, be nice, don't say anything, shh, but stand up for your, it's like this total contradicting message, which is blows my mind, because how can one support the other? It's not logical. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And I just feel bad for all those spiritual people that are really still stuck in the beginning phases. I mean, yes, it's important to go through those beginning phases, and you have to cut out all the negativity, because any little bit of negativity could send you into a spiral. But once you get past that stage into like the real spirituality of things, and I know that sounds egotistical, but I don't mean it that way. I mean, like, when you're able to block out that stuff on your own, you realize that you're able to have righteous anger. You're able to express your feelings and your spirituality without feeling like you're being negative. It's not negative to express yourself, because that's what they want you to think. They want you to think you have to keep it all inside. That actually makes you more miserable than anything. Turning the other cheek, yes, you're not going to go out and pick a fight with some random person. However, you can stand up for your point. If somebody attacks you, you can point out your ideas. You can say, well, what about this? And what about this? It's not a crime to stand up for yourself. It's not anti-spiritual to stand up for yourself. Yeah, you're probably going to get crucified like Jesus, but you can stand up for yourself. And that's probably why a lot of people don't, because people don't like to get crucified. But here I am. Crucify me, baby. I'm not going to shove it back in. I don't fucking care. It's my cross to bear. Oh, boy. So many cards. So many cards. So at the beginning of the week, we have strength. Haha, that's not surprising, because, it's really important for us to tame that wild beast within and understand that it is okay to be existent. It's okay to have it there. It's okay as long as you know how to keep it on a leash. That's our ego, that's our fear, that's our self-doubts, all of those things. That doesn't mean keep yourself in a cage and not allow yourself to have emotions. You are allowed to have emotions. It is okay. It is not a crime. Dear God, it is not a fucking crime. But you have to be able to keep your wild beasts, your overwhelming, desire to aggress or dominate other people in check. And we have that paired with the moon reversed. So you could be getting a lot of spiritual messages, psychic, intuitive things coming to you, but they could be very murky, and things could be unseen, or you don't quite understand the messages coming to you. And it's interesting. We have a moon in this card too, and we have a little moon in that card. Then we have death, which is appropriate because we have Mercury going direct in Capricorn and Pluto in Capricorn, and they're right on each other, and that is showing the change, the shift, the transformation happening in our psychic abilities and our understandings that come to us. We are starting to shift perspective. We are opening our understanding and our minds of what we actually do know, what is just understated. There is no, there's no, it's not a personal experience thing. It's not a thing that you learn in school. It's a intuitive understanding and knowing, like the thing you can't really actually explain or describe. You just know in your gut and you feel it. So it's really great that this is coming up at the beginning of the week as Mercury is going direct, because we're finally able to express these things. And in Capricorn, it's wonderful because Capricorn is all about getting to its destination. It's the mountain goat on, it's trying to get up here and it's down here, and it's, just in tight corners working its way. It's very epitome of directly, speaking your point. Capricorn is very philosophical. It's, very logical and emotional because it knows it has to get to the top of the mountain, and it knows it has to get there by any means possible. So it'll shrink itself down even if it's uncomfortable, which is how spirituality can be. Sometimes you have to be able to take understanding and shift your mind and shift how you are as a person. Now, the middle of the week is just freaking fantastic. So we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Cups and the Six of Wands. So find yourself something amazing and understand that things are just going to be going fantastic. Now, the first one is reversed, which is just, things are not always exactly as they seem. All that glitters is not gold. So you might have a lot of amazing things coming to you in the middle of the week. Lord, it's calling me. Hello. But, not everything is going to be 100%. But we have, double Ten of Cups, so there's going to be a lot of amazing things. And we have the Six of Wands, which is victory, which is public notoriety, which is really great. So whatever you are trying to accomplish in the middle of the week, it's going to be a lot of joy, a lot of happiness around you. You are going to be very fulfilled emotionally, and you are going to feel like you are, out there and people are celebrating you, celebrating who you are, your accomplishments, your goals. Now, at the end of the week, we have the Empress reversed. And the Empress reversed can be about it can be about the inability to be fertile. It can be about stuck abundance. It can be about confusion or over emotional behaviors, too much overemphasis of dwelling on things and trying to hold on to certain people or situations. Because, if you think she's the mother, she is the person um, who is giving birth, and she's, postpartum depression, holding on to her child, feeling this mixed bag of emotions where, she loves this child, but now she has this great burden that she has created, and I don't mean children as burdens, but it's a lot of work. It's, a commitment. And then we have the Five of Rods. So perhaps after the beginning of the week, when we get all this new psychic information and then we get celebrated for it, there's that burden afterwards where what we've created has maybe become into a monster. Maybe what we've created isn't quite going exactly the way that we wish it to be. What we have inside of us is now conflicted with, can we really do this? Is this really what we can do? Because we have the Five of Rods reversed, which is you're coming up against some opposition, which is, fair after getting the victory, and people being, then people are starting to critique. People are starting to have opinions and doubts and say things about your work that they think in their mind, which they are free to do, but that doesn't always mean that they have a leg to stand on. So they're coming up, and maybe they're being, immature about it, and they're not coming at it with like the keenest eye, so they say something really shallow and immature and stupid to you, and you're just like, why do I even have to deal with this? I'm sorry, but, that's publicity. People are crass and, stupid, and they'll take a question out of context and run with it because that is the internet. Then we have the Devil. So this is actually a really good card to end with the weekend, is because all of this stuff, all of this fear or misunderstanding or feeling like you're coming up against a block, you're no longer going to be held back by it. So really, the weekend reading talks about how everything, all the challenges that you've been facing, all the fear or the egotistical nature that you've had to deal with in your life, where people come against you and they act like your point isn't even valid, that they have the answer right there, and how could you not see it? How dare you? Let me just be able to explain it to you better. All of that feeling like people are coming at you and trying to mold your mind and your opinion and sway you the way that they like you to think, you can break free. You can break through all of that nonsense, and you can say, no, you're going to listen to me. We're not going to have this one-sided discussion anymore. Then the overall theme for the week is the Five of Pentacles reversed. You're able to step out of the feeling of lack and not seeing the abundant path before you, and you step into a like-minded group, or a like-minded institution, or just individuals who also have a similar understanding. You have a support network. You're stepping out of feeling like you were just out on your own, you against the world, because I know I felt it, and you're stepping into your tribe. You're stepping into it. And second time she's shown up. And the Queen of Swords reversed, she can be a bit, mouthy. I know. I've been channeling her all month, pretty much. She's fearless. She says what she means, and she doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks about what she's saying. She comes and she can turn people off. She can, be an obstacle in her own way. But she is saying what she wants, saying what she needs, saying how she feels, saying what she thinks. It's very, very important to have this energy sometimes. They always say, oh, you want to avoid the certain type, parts of that. The tarot deck is all aspects of the personality, all aspects of the consciousness, and even the ego, which is represented by the devil. You just have to know and understand and outside factors, impressing upon you. And so you have to understand that it's not you want to avoid those behaviors, it's you want to know how to deal with those behaviors within yourself and outside. And it ends with the star. So you couldn't get a better card than that. And this is highly underrated in most readings. The star is that, and it's upright. So you're stepping into your destiny. You are stepping into the true reality, the true path of your life. You are no longer being an imposter in your own world. You're no longer letting society dictate to you how you feel, how you think, what you want in your life because of what everyone else is saying to you, what everyone else thinks that you're supposed to be doing, what everything is, the traditional, what's been done for years, No more of this internalized misogyny. We are done. We will respect women. We will respect their opinions. We will respect that maybe we are not always right. We will respect that everybody has an equal input and opportunity in this world, regardless of race, creed, gender, or social and economical standing. Because we are all people on this earth, and we all deserve an equal and fair chance to pursue our life path and our dreams. So, let's read the love cards, more love cards. Your spiritual awareness is growing, and so too is your sexuality. Sensuality is heightened, and this has a magical effect on the one you love. A sacred union is reborn. Love is in the present moment. Well, awesome! Sweet! From a physical perspective, some relationships may seem less than perfect, yet from a higher perspective, all relationships are sacred, for they help us to grow in love and wisdom. So this could be the person that's, negatively coming in and commenting. Of course, that person, may seem like an asshole right off the bat, but they're teaching you how to, not care or not really take in any of that nonsense, because that's their opinion, not truth or fact. In order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must first heal the relationship you have with yourself. Forgive yourself, accept yourself, and love yourself. Staple. You always have to love yourself no matter what, because that is the only way you'll learn to receive love, because you can't receive love from other people thinking that it's going to nourish that hole in you where your self-love does not exist. My hair is just really, really messy and out of control today, so yeah. Life is constantly changing, yet at its core it remains the same. Love does not change, it only grows stronger. Change is simply love's unfolding its never-ending story. You, my beloved, are like a ray of golden sunshine. I breathe in your love, and all my concerns melt away, and all that is left is pure joy. Thank you, my beloved soulmate. Okay, so we have the Gaia Oracle cards. We have Sacred Journey, 22, master number, woo! Life Cycles, Family Transformation, and then we have Apprehension, 18, Moving Out into the World, Doubt, Fear, which is so appropriate for this reading because it's all about moving past the fear that we feel. And I'm going to read these readings from the book since I don't have them all memorized, because I'm not, like overachieving tarot reader who thinks they know everything, because there's no way we can learn everything in one lifetime. We have to have multiple lifetimes. which I have. I've had many lifetimes. I just don't think I've ever been a tarot reader in those lifetimes. I've always just been taking care of other people. Well, now it's my time, bitches. What? All right. Apprehension. It's time to get going. There is nothing to fear. Take the first step. Just do it. You will find that all will work out for you. The longer you procrastinate, the harder it will be. It is understandable that you will feel unsure of yourself. The first step is sometimes the hardest. You have much to offer, and you will realize this is as you move out into the world. Be brave. Even if initially you make mistakes. I've made several mistakes. But that doesn't stop me. You will be well received. Treat every day as a learning experience. As your confidence increases, so too will your self-esteem and success. You are a sincere, beautiful person. Do not doubt yourself. I surrender all my fear and replace it with love. I surrender my doubt and replace it with confidence. I see myself moving out in the world with ease. I give thanks for all I learn and experience. Each new day is full of possibility. Secret journey. Life is a physical journey through time and space, yet is also a spiritual journey that transcends both time and space. Physically, we are born of the earth, and to the earth we shall return, yet spiritually we are never born and never will die. We never come and we never leave. The card reminds you that we are so much more than our physical realities. In fact, from our soul's perspective, this current life is just one page and is a never-ending book, which is the eternal story of life. We are all characters in a play, and we have each chosen different roles. Your family is a central part of this journey. Each member plays their respective roles, each member your co-star and partner. Each play is designed for maximum dramatic effort, otherwise it would get very boring. Yeah, hear that one, Jesus. In effect, we are all actors, and we all each required to play our roles well. This is through our human drama we expand our understanding of love, the different roles we play, and the people we encounter to help us grow. Through drama, we understand how sacred life is. Thank your soul for the journey. The role I play in this life is transient. I am an essential being of light. My family members are some of my greatest teachers. All human drama helps me expand my awareness of love. My soul is not confined by time and space. And then we have the love cards over here, which hopefully we have the overall arcing theme of the Prince of Arrows, which is also the Prince of Swords reversed. So we've got a lot of really sharp, direct things coming at you because he's reversed, and it's Cupid. So it's like Cupid's arrows coming at you. So you get a lot of people that are going to be saying things to you, whether they're good or bad. That's up to you. Also, since they're the love cards, it could be more in the love realm, but it could also be, admirers or not, people who have opinions about things, And we have the Tower upright. So things are starting to bust wide open. Things are starting to change. Stuff that was on unsolid ground is now completely being renovated and redone and repurposed. And we have love in reverse. So this is the Lovers card. And so perhaps it weakens the energy of love. So maybe we are finding shifting, changing in our love relationships. And we have the Princess of Arrows, which is the Page of Swords reversed. So maybe our consciousness of how we've perceived love in the past, or how we've perceived people and their admirations or energies or compliments are shifting and changing. Maybe we are seeking out different energies. Maybe we are seeking out different types of feedback. Perhaps we are unafraid now to have a little bit more of a stance, a sharper, more brusque opinion of things, and not just falling back into the background. It's definitely something different. It's, maybe we are no longer taking those criticisms personally. Maybe we are able to dish it out just as much as people are able to serve it back to us, Maybe we are ending a relationship that was never really that good of a relationship. Um, Maybe we have found that the way we want to communicate with others is completely different, and we wish to express our concerns more so than just holding them in and pretending like they don't exist in our spiritual quest to be peaceful. You know, um, and the Lover's card is really not that negative in reverse. It just weakens the meaning of it, and showing that there's just a different type of um, love coming out. It seems like we're starting to no longer take it from the outside, but rather radiate from within outwardly. And that seems to be pretty much everything. All right. I hope you guys have a great week, and it's going to be a big one. So, bye.